Imagine a world where the battle between good and evil is not only spiritual, but also visceral, haunting, and downright terrifying. This is the world created by William Friedkin in his 1973 film, The Exorcist. This film isn't just a horror classic. It's an exploration of faith, doubt, and the perennial conflict between light and darkness. As we dive into this cinematic masterpiece, we uncover layers of real-life inspiration, theology, and biblical motifs, all wrapped in the chilling iconography that has made The Exorcist an enduring piece of film history. The Exorcist was a phenomenon that shook the foundations of horror cinema. Directed by William Friedkin and adapted from William Peter Blatty's 1971 novel, the film tells the harrowing tale of a young girl, Regan McNeil, possessed by a demonic entity, and the desperate battle waged by two priests to save her soul. The story is loosely based on the 1949 exorcism of Roland Doe, a pseudonym given to a young boy in Maryland whose possession and exorcism were documented by the Catholic Church. Blatty altered the details, changing the victim's gender and age, to craft his story. The real Roland Doe grew up with no memory of the exorcism and went on to have a career at NASA. His family, much like Reagan's in the film, sought help from doctors, psychologists, and eventually, the church. Friedkin's commitment to authenticity led to the use of groundbreaking special effects and real-life exorcism recordings. The film's realism is further enhanced by its location settings, from the eerie Georgetown neighborhood to the claustrophobic interiors of the McNeil home. The technological advancements in sound design and practical effects employed in the film set a new standard in horror filmmaking, making supernatural terror palpable. The plot of The Exorcist is a meticulous mix of suspense, horror, and drama. The story begins with Father Marin, Max von Sydow, uncovering an ancient artifact in Iraq, foreshadowing the awakening of an ancient evil. The sequence starts with minimalistic titles and transitions to a black and white shot of the sun over Iraq, which gradually turns to a rich yellow and red, hinting at the themes of change, hellfire, and blood that will permeate the story. We see Marin uncovering a small statue of the demon Pazuzu during an archaeological dig. The discovery is marked by strong winds, symbolizing Pazuzu's presence, and a fly landing on Marin's hand, representing disease and decay. Pazuzu is a prominent figure in ancient Mesopotamian mythology, specifically within Assyrian and Babylonian traditions. He is known as the king of the demons of the wind, particularly the southwest wind, which was believed to bring pestilence and famine. Here are some key aspects of Pazuzu's mythology and characteristics. Pazuzu is typically depicted as a composite of various animal parts. He has the body of a man, the head of a lion or dog, eagle talons, two pairs of wings, a scorpion's tail, and sometimes a serpentine penis. This hybrid form emphasizes his fearsome and otherworldly nature. As a demon king, Pazuzu had significant power over other malevolent spirits. His domain included the winds that brought diseases and plagues. Pazuzu is a figure embodying the fears and beliefs of ancient Mesopotamian societies. His depiction as a fearsome demon capable of harm underscores the nuanced understanding of good and evil in ancient mythologies. Marin's continued journey through the ancient ruins is filled with symbolic imagery. He encounters a statue of Pazuzu, depicted with various animal parts, emphasizing its demonic nature. The prologue uses visual storytelling techniques, such as the absence of dialogue and music, forcing the audience to rely on the visual and incidental sounds, making the scenes more immersive and aesthetically powerful. As Marin makes his way through the ruins, he encounters various unsettling figures, such as a blind man being led, which may symbolize helplessness, and menacing black-robed individuals who seem to watch him. These encounters heighten the sense of impending doom and suggest that Marin is being targeted by demonic forces. The prologue ends with a dramatic confrontation between Marin and the statue of Pazuzu, set against a blood-red sky. This powerful imagery sets the tone for the supernatural battle to come and establishes the theme of a spiritual conflict that transcends time and space. Throughout the rest of the film, there are numerous subliminal references to the Iraq sequence. These include the presence of animals in Regan's drawings and sculptures, which mirror Pazuzu's hybrid nature, and the recurring use of strong winds and buzzing insects, symbolizing the demon's influence. The novel by William Peter Blatty, on which the film is based, only briefly mentions the Iraq prologue, making the film's expansion of these scenes significant. The detailed depiction of the archaeological dig, the discovery of Pazuzu, and the symbolic imagery were added to the film to deepen the narrative and create a sense of foreboding. Father Merrin's interactions with the local inhabitants and his unease as he navigates the ruins further emphasize the spiritual struggle he faces. The constant presence of threatening figures and ominous symbols underscores the idea that evil is pervasive and ever watchful. It serves as a reminder of the ancient and ongoing nature of this supernatural conflict. The opening sequence of The Exorcist is a masterclass in subliminal storytelling. It sets the stage for the timeless struggle between spiritual forces. By paying close attention to the details and symbolic elements in these scenes, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the film's complex narrative and the underlying themes that drive its story. Back in the United States, actress Chris McNeil, Ellen Burstyn, begins to notice disturbing changes in her daughter, Reagan Linda Blair. What starts as odd behavior soon escalates into violent, supernatural occurrences. Desperate for answers, Chris consults numerous doctors and psychiatrists, but science fails to provide an explanation. Enter Father Karras Jason Miller, a Jesuit priest and psychiatrist struggling with his faith following his mother's death. Convinced that Reagan's condition is beyond medical understanding, Karras seeks the help of Father Merrin, an experienced exorcist. The ensuing exorcism scenes are some of the most iconic and harrowing in cinematic history. The priests face a relentless demonic force that tests their faith and resolve, culminating in a climactic battle that leaves the audience questioning the nature of good and evil. At its core, The Exorcist is a profound exploration of faith and doubt. Father Karras embodies this struggle, representing the modern skepticism of the spiritual in an age of scientific rationalism. His journey from doubt to belief is a powerful narrative arc that underscores the film's theological depth. The exorcism itself is a ritual steeped in Catholic tradition, emphasizing the power of faith against demonic forces. This battle is not just for Regan's soul, but for Karras's faith as well, making the personal stakes as high as the supernatural ones. The movie is rich with Catholic theology and biblical references. The ritual of exorcism, as depicted in the film, follows the traditional Catholic rite, which is a series of prayers and invocations intended to expel demons. The presence of holy water, crucifixes, and sacred texts throughout the film highlights the clash between sacred and profane. The demon's mockery of religious symbols and language is particularly chilling, illustrating the perversion of holiness by evil. Father Merrin's character can be seen as a Christ-like figure, facing the ultimate evil with unwavering faith. His sacrificial death echoes the ultimate sacrifice of Jesus, reinforcing the theme of redemption through suffering. Moreover, the film's use of the Lord's Prayer and other biblical passages during the exorcism rituals serves to ground the horror in a recognizable spiritual reality, making the terror all the more unsettling. The blending of real events with fictional storytelling creates a compelling narrative that resonates with audiences on a deeper level. The visual and auditory iconography in The Exorcist is meticulously crafted to evoke terror and awe. The statue of Pazuzu in the opening scene with its menacing presence sets the tone for the film's exploration of ancient evil. The recurring use of the crucifix, both as a symbol of faith and a weapon against the demonic, underscores the central conflict. The iconic image of Father Merrin standing outside the McNeil house, bathed in the glow of a street lamp, has become a symbol of the eternal struggle between good and evil. The Exorcist is not merely a horror film. It is a profound exploration of faith, doubt, and the human condition. The film's meticulous attention to detail, from its portrayal of exorcism to its iconic visual and auditory elements, has cemented its place in cinematic history. As we reflect on the impact of The Exorcist, we are reminded of the enduring power of storytelling to explore the deepest and darkest corners of the human soul. Whether viewed as a tale of supernatural terror or a profound meditation on faith, The Exorcist continues to captivate and challenge audiences, inviting us to grapple with the eternal questions of good and evil, belief and doubt. Thank you for joining me on this journey through one of the most influential films of all time. I encourage you to share your thoughts and reflections in the comments. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell as we continue to explore the rich landscape of cinema together and go with God.